Well, we're excited to have Roxanne Meeks. She is the Executive Director of the Care Pregnancy and Family Resource Center of Lenawee. So welcome. We are just honored and blessed to have you here.
Thank you so much. I'm honored to be here.
Roxanne, it is wonderful to have you here. We just met on the phone just a couple weeks ago, and we're so excited we're able to have you in already to talk about your wonderful ministry up there in Adrian, Michigan, up in Lenawee County. And, you know, a lot of people don't realize this, but WLMB's broadcast tower is actually the highest point in all of Lenawee County at 600 feet. And so we're right there in Jasper, Michigan. And so we it warms the cockles of my heart to have you sitting here. So
thank you
it's
so much.
Great to have you here. But we had the opportunity to talk about, your ministry, but we're also going to be sharing about a really incredible, this is a teaser for our viewers, we're going to be talking about an event that they're going to be having that you definitely want to be going to.
That's right.
But let's talk about the focus and mission of your ministry up there.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So we are in our 40th year of ministry in Lenawee.
We're WLMB-TV 40. There's so many things we have in common. I love that. That's great. 40. Wow.
So yeah, it's our 40th year that we've been in Lenawee County, and we have progressed really from what was known as a crisis pregnancy center in Adrian, Michigan, from that to the Care Pregnancy and Family Resource Center. So now both about caring for the baby, saving the child, and raising a family and help people in their parenting journey.
So then as the Family Resource Center, maybe share with our viewers a little bit about what all that looks like.
Okay, so for our video that we shared a little bit, we were looking at some of the space that has led into our expansion. So we've known for a period of time that we've needed to expand the space based on the expansion of our services. And so yeah, we have before us that clear path from pregnancy to parenting. That brick building is where we are housed currently, and 2,200 square feet of space. We have added through this Victorian home 4,000 square feet of space that we can really have a clear path from saving the baby to raising the child, and that value from life, from the womb to the tomb and beyond, the sharing of the gospel, the discipleship that you all talked about that we also have within our mission.
So tell me what it is like for someone who, makes their first they become known to the pregnancy center. Maybe they've called, maybe you've seen them in the community, and they reach out to you. What is kind of your path? What do you do with that young lady that finds herself in a precarious situation? What does that sound like? What does that look like?
Okay. Yeah, I'd love to speak to that as well. We have so much diversity in the scope of the clients that we serve as well. So we have that young client who has a sense that she may be experiencing a crisis pregnancy center. But as Christians, as faith people, we know there's no such thing as a crisis pregnancy. It may be a crisis that surrounds them, but the pregnancy itself is a creature, a human being created in His image with a plan and a purpose.
A gift from God.
A gift from God. And so we invite everyone that comes through our doors, and specifically to your question, that individual who feels that they're experiencing a crisis pregnancy, we invite them to come in through a phone call, through a referral, through a walk-by, where they know that pregnancy is in our name. I should be able to find some answers or get some help here. So we welcome them very non-judgmentally, very Christ-like. Within our mission is to elevate God's plan for the sacredness of life by providing Christian care.
So, you say providing help. So what help are you offering then?
So in that regard, they would receive a free pregnancy test. So all of our services are provided at no cost to our clients.
Wow.
We accept no government funding, and so it is the generosity of the County of Lenawee and sometimes beyond that really allows us to fulfill our mission. So we could invite them for a pregnancy test to confirm their pregnancy, to talk through some of their fears or doubts or concerns, some of the barriers that would keep them from choosing life. How can we address those? And then we also have limited ultrasounds, so we can invite them to experience experience that window to the womb and really be able to see that life within, that would encourage them to recognize it's not a pregnancy tissue, it is a human being as a very member of the least of these of our society and of His creation.
Now, Roxanne, for people that may not be familiar with how an ultrasound machine can be used, could you kind of explain that and maybe what the woman is going through when she's having an ultrasound?
Sure, sure. One thing I'd like to share too at this point, I think, is that we do also invite the father of the baby, whether that is a spouse. That is one of the main barriers to a woman choosing life, is that father of the baby would enter into that commitment to, this is our child, and we can enter into a sacred family and marriage as well. So that ultrasound itself is a piece of equipment that sits in our pregnancy testing room. It is overseen by Dr. Victor Sherfan, who is our medical director. And then we have Jessica, who is our ultrasound technician, who comes in and actually uses that technology to be able to show the woman's womb, the heartbeat, and sometimes I'll tell you what happened on one occasion. As the ultrasound technician prayed on her way in, she prayed that that baby would wave. We knew that that woman hadn't gone too far into her pregnancy, but she prayed that that baby would wave. And do you know that we got a movement of hand?
Aww.
I mean, that was amazing. That is probably my...
Hi, Mom. Hi, Mom. I love it.
Yeah, amen. A gift from God in so many ways.
So the woman sees the form of her baby,
Yes.
even in this case, moving.
Yes.
And how does that change their perception of, what it was like before the ultrasound and after the ultrasound? I think on the phone you were telling me that it changes a lot of women's hearts.
It changes a lot of women's hearts. And I think that the reality of the life within is already known to the woman. That's God's inherent writing on our hearts, is that I think that at the very core of who they are, they already know, they've already connected. But the denial and sometimes the lie that is bought in a decision not to choose life is that it is a blob of tissue, that it is a pregnancy tissue. That is what our culture has begun to say and what Satan has tried to lie to us. So the evidence then of seeing that child on the screen, so witnessing, and the woman would be here on the table, the father of the baby right beside her if they are present, and many times you will see them begin to weep. And you can see the expression of the reality of this is almost new knowledge to me. It is something that I've denied and bought the lie of, to the degree of trying to wipe out those crises that I see in my life, that in that moment the reality can't be denied. And the hearing of the heartbeat and the window to the womb is something that definitely melts their hearts. Still some decisions to be made, and we're still there to walk with them through that critical time of processing and stepping in now to parenthood.
And speaking of parenthood, then you guys also offer parenting classes. You offer classes for the young men as well?
We do. So yeah, that sounds a little unique when you think of a pregnancy center, but again, that pregnancy and family resource center,
yes.
And the value of our men as the spiritual heads of our households, and as just being that influence, that fathering influence in the lives of their children. So yes, we offer parenting classes that can be taken cohesively as a couple, but the uniqueness of individuals as a father and a mother sometimes have to be recognized first before they can parent well together. So we offer specifically fatherhood classes, and then the prenatal and birthing classes, life skills and beyond. I mean, it really is a wide breadth of services that we offer there.
Well, Roxanne, that is wonderful. But I would like to know and thank the Lord that there are literally across the United States many organizations that are concerned with the sanctity of human life,
Yes.
just like your organization
Yes.
is. But uniquely, on October 24th, 2024, you are going to have someone that none of these other organizations are going to have. And when you shared that with me on the phone a couple of weeks ago, I knew we had to get you in here right away. So would you kind of do the big surprise splash for our viewers and tell them what you have cooked up there in Lenawee County?
I have to get beyond my excitement because you ramped it up once again. So yeah, so we actually every year have a friend and fundraiser, and I think you can already see who our guest speaker is for this year, and that is Dr. Ben Carson, and we're looking at his book even on the screen. So October 24th, 2024, this we believe his our honor to host him as our guest speaker was in and of itself a gift from God. And I say borderline miraculous because it was a very narrow timeline that we were able to contact him and have him come back to Michigan, really where he was born and began to be raised in Michigan. He has such a heart for faith and family values, and his book, The Perilous Fight, America's Cultural War on Families, demonstrates that, as well as his heart and his life in and of itself is a testimony of faith and family values and the American dream to succeed and go beyond exceedingly abundantly more than he could have ever asked or imagined.
So Dr. Ben Carson will be the guest speaker, the keynote speaker at your upcoming fundraising event that's going to be taking place, as we said, on October 24th. Can you give our viewers just a little bit more details about how they might be involved with attending this event with Dr. Ben Carson? Sure.
So again, we have on the screen is the QR code that we can actually have you go to register or to donate. And so all of that information is on the screen. It will be hosted at the Dawson Auditorium on the Adrian College campus.
Oh, very nice.
And so yeah, phone call to our center, a QR code, a visit to our website would give them the opportunity to purchase tickets or to donate if you so choose.
That's right.
And we want to mention that I'm sure you have volunteer opportunities. If people, want to bless the ministry, they can also go to your website.
Absolutely. Yes, please.
And what's a final word that you would like to share with our viewers?
Oh, a final word. To God be the glory for the 40-year legacy that CPC has had in our community, the opportunity to provide Christian care, to elevate God's plan for life, sexuality, and family in our community. Please taste and see that the Lord is good at CPC so we can help you hunger and thirst and help others seek after Him.
All right. Roxanne, thank you so much. And we know that you're going to have a wonderful evening on October 24th with Dr. Ben Carson.
Thank you.
Thank you.